In this tutorial of Basin Builder, I'm going to go ahead and generate results for my water and sediment control basin. You can see that I've drawn in my dam, I've drawn in my watershed, I have assigned a runoff curve number, and I have also assigned the protected and unprotected area of the watershed. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Create Basin, and I'm going to get a pop-up menu that's going to require me to put some information in about tile line. So the first question it asks is do you want to install a new tile line, or do you want an option for a new tile line? And so I'm going to say yes. I'm going to put in a tile line. It's going to be a 1% grade, and I'm going to put in 500 feet of tile. Then it asks me if I have any existing tile line, and I do have existing tile line in this example. I have a 6-inch corrugated plastic tubing, so I need to assign what type it is. I need to assign that it's a 1% slope, and I need to put in that it's a 6-inch diameter. I'm going to go ahead and accept all the default values for water and sediment control basin. I'm going to use a standard design that has no freeboard and no spillway. I'm going to put it in at a 2 to 1% slope, and as I said, I'm just going to go ahead and use the default values for water and sediment control basins. I'm going to click on Create Basin, and the program then will generate a table of options that are available to me. You'll notice that I get a warning that says some of the basins that I'm going to view do not drain in 48 hours. The reason for this is that you always get options where there's no tile lines in the water and sediment control basin. So it may be a basin where you want the water to permeate into the ground. And since the program doesn't have an idea of what the permeation rate of water is into a specific soil type, it just gives you a warning that it might give you some options that do not drain in 48 hours or less. So I'm going to go ahead and say OK to those. And then I get a pop-up table, and my table gives me all the different options for this water and sediment control basin. It gives me an option with new tile only, so I can put in any size of new tile to drain this water and sediment control basin. I get an option for existing tile, so I said there is an existing 6-inch tile that I can go ahead and tie into, and I can have an option for both new and existing tiles. And it gives me the rest of the information for this water and sediment control basin, and I can then also change my costs down below if my costs do not, if I don't anticipate my costs to meet average cost. Once I decide, for instance, this case, I might want to put in 10-inch new tile combined with the 6-inch existing tile, and I'm going to click on View 638. I will then get my aerial photo that shows me the pool size for the water and sediment control basin that I chose. And so, as with all water and sediment control basins, there's no permanent water because there's a tile line at the bottom that drains the entire water and sediment control basin. So I don't have a permanent and temporary pool, I only have a temporary pool. If I want to choose another water and sediment control basin, I can go back to my green bar and click on it, go back to my options and choose another option. However, for this case, I'm just going to go ahead and generate a report for this option. I have some basic information to plug in, and then I'll click on Create a Report.